If you're like us, you've been waiting for this night for a long, long time. The fans are here in big numbers in West Lafayette. And for the players, helmets have been polished, cleats have been cleaned, game plans all finished up. It's Big Ten football and college football season is here tonight at Purdue. And welcome to ESPN's Thursday Night College Football, presented by Dave and Buster's. All the ceremony of opening night in this great sport. A beautiful night in West Lafayette, Indiana. Purdue fans are here in big numbers getting ready for the season opener, and it's a conference game. Pat Fitzgerald and his Northwestern Wildcats come on the road, and they will be tested by a rejuvenated Boilermakers program here at Purdue. Welcome inside the booth here at Ross 8. Dave Fleming alongside Kurt Herbstreit. Great to have Kirk with us again here on opening night, and it's just so great to have college football back, isn't it?
Boy, it is great, and it's great not only to have it back, but to have a game of this magnitude. Last year we had the Big Ten open up. It was Indiana hosting Ohio State, had a lot of emotion, a lot of energy there. Tonight it's, of course, here in West Lafayette, where both these teams are trying to get a win, trying to get a fast start in the Big Ten West, where everybody's expecting Wisconsin to be the team to beat.
And we expect a really competitive game tonight between these two programs that are maybe at different places. What we also expect is a lot of quarterback intrigue.
Coming into this game for even their own fans, their own media. Nobody really knew who the quarterbacks were going to be coming in. And as we speak right now, a lot of people are still on the outside looking in. Look at Northwestern. Their quarterback Clayton Thorsen, one of the top quarterbacks in the country. Now, he had an ACL injury in their bowl game last year in the Music City Bowl in Nashville against Kentucky. 9 months later, here he is, watching him in warm-ups. I fully expect him to be out there as the starter. When I asked Pat Fitzgerald in the field, he still was a little coy, wouldn't commit, but just watching him, it looks like he's going to go. For Purdue, it's kind of an either-or. Either David Blau will get the opportunity or Elijah Sindelar. Sindelar, who had an ACL himself late last year, played through it the last 3.5 games. He gets the nod. He will be the starter. Has a big, strong arm. You'd expect Purdue to try to challenge Northwestern with that arm.
But his arm and Jeff Brom's offense, part of the reason why the scene looks like this. Purdue has not been this excited for a football season in a long time. And here they come. Here they come. Pat Fitzgerald, who looks like he could still put the uniform on. He and the Northwestern Wildcats start their 2018 season on the road, and it's a conference game here in West Lafayette, taking on the Purdue Boilermakers. For more on Northwestern and their quarterback situation, which we already referenced, let's welcome in Maria Taylor. Maria.
Yeah, Dave, and we might have to wait a little bit longer to find out who will start for Northwestern. Purdue will receive to start out this game, but by all indications, as Kirk said earlier, it will be Clayton Thorsen who will be starting for the Northwestern Wildcats in his 40th straight game, and so far, he says coming into this one, he feels confident.
The emotion going into week one, I think for me personally, is even more because I came off an injury, and coming back, I'm so excited to play against Purdue.
I'm feeling a lot better throwing the ball right now, feeling really confident in it.
Said the last practice before Purdue, decided to start the season up here. It's a good day for us.
Now, Clayton says the way that he mentally prepared for this moment is talking to guys like Trevor Siemian, who had to recover from an ACL tear, and working with Nate Hall, a linebacker who's also been rehabbing to get back on this field. He said mentally, he now has the edge, and physically, he wants to be ready so he doesn't let his team down, Dave.
All right, Maria, and it is great to have you with us here in West Lafayette. Week one, this has been the Nissan pregame rush. And all the waiting, all the anticipation. Purdue is going to get the ball first. Their true freshman Rondale Moore, along with the sophomore Jackson Anthrop, back deep to receive. Charlie Kubander is the place kicker for Northwestern. He also kicks off. We've waited a long time to say it. Toe is about to meet leather. College football is back here 2018. And here we go. So it's Rondale Moore, the exciting true freshman who gets the first touch of his college career. Purdue won't have great field position for their first possession of the year. And he had a great finish to the year despite playing with that knee injury. Purdue's going to throw the ball on their first play from scrimmage. And it's a nice completion on the left side to Jared Sparks.
He's 6'4", 225 pounds. Second year in the system. That's important to remember, not just for Sindelar, but this whole offense. Second year in the system, and allows you to play faster without thinking as much. And they're breaking in some new personnel around him, especially out on the perimeter.
2nd and 2. We'll see the ball in the air a lot. A nice pump fake, and that throw incomplete off the hand of Sparks to set up 3rd down. By the way, we appreciate that footage. You can check out the series finale of Gold and Black Days, Tuesday, September 4th, 7 Eastern on Big Ten Network.
Yeah, I've enjoyed that show throughout the summer as we get ready for this game. You know, this is an offense that needs to find ways to make big plays in the passing game. They started to show that late last year, as you indicated, with Sindelar and the receivers. Finally getting into sync. They struggled throughout most of the first half of the season. Tight man-to-man here on 3rd and short from Northwestern.
DJ Knox is the running back. They're going to pass for a 3rd straight play, and they will just get the first down. Jackson Anthrop with the catch.
Yeah. Kind of a little rub route, little crosser to the outside where they rolled him to the right. Just enough there with the receiver, Anthrop, getting to the edge there to the outside, and with the receiver on the outside crossing with him. The defender was close, but just not quick enough to keep him short of that first down.
Boilermakers on the move. Elijah Sindelar from Princeton, Kentucky, swings it out. There's the first catch for Rondale Moore, and there's the athleticism. That's why they love this kid.
Yeah, that's why, if you've watched Purdue and with that series you talked about, this is what they've seen a lot in scrimmages. It's a good look at it right there. It's the hat cam. Boy, that takes you really close to Moore there. It gives you a really good feel, but he is quick. He accelerates upfield. They just want to get him out there in space. I love they went back to him after he dropped the ball as well.
We're going to see more from Hat Cam tonight and all year. That one batted at the line of scrimmage and knocked down. And Northwestern knocks that pass down at 2nd and 10.
If you're looking at this scheme and how they're trying to get after Pat Fitzgerald's defense, it could be tough sledding to try to run the ball against his front. They have a lot of experience and size up there. Really good linebacker play led by Patty Fisher in the middle, the sophomore captain, number 42. So I'm not surprised they're spreading them out, trying to make plays on the perimeter.
This formation a little more bunched up. They fake to Moore. Sindelar throwing deep middle. He took a big hit and he throws into double coverage. It's an interception. No penalty flag thrown. Northwestern with the return outside the 30 and all the way outside the 35. Their safety J.R. Pace.
Northwestern put a lot of people up at the line of scrimmage showing a blitz, and all they did was drop a safety Pace to the middle of the field. Surprised at Sindelar. Again, it's the first game, but he has played a lot of ball in his career. Watch Pace back here just kind of drop and sit back in the middle of the field, and eventually he just throws it up and hopes. I don't know if he anticipated Pace not being there. He just didn't see him. It's double coverage, throwing late over the middle. Pretty easy interception for the sophomore J.R. Pace.
So Northwestern comes up with the turnover, and the Wildcats will have the ball for the first time. I thought Purdue had some under receivers that were open. Sindelar took the deep shot and threw the pick. And Clayton Thorsen, now we get the confirmation. He does take the field. He makes his season debut coming off that knee injury in the bowl game. A first play running play and some extra effort with a flag thrown in. Jeremy Larkin, a lot of attention on Larkin coming into this season because he's got to replace the all-time leading rusher in Northwestern history.
Personal foul, hands to the face. Defense, number 92. 15-yard penalty is added to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
How about that? Purdue with a couple first downs. They got the crowd excited. All of a sudden, 2 plays. Interception, run the football, hands into the face, and just like that, Northwestern with Clayton Thorsen back at quarterback already in plus territory.
Well, Clayton, who had that knee injury on a trick play in the bowl game. It's kind of a stunning way for the veteran quarterback to go down. He has now, with this start tonight, started 40 games already in his Northwestern career. Throw, and that super back breaks a couple tackles inside the 25 and all the way down to the 19-yard line.
That time, when we talked about run pass option, he saw a late blitz coming from his right, which told him instead of running the football, he's got to get the ball out there to the outside as quick as he can to Cameron Green, who's just out in the flat. They brought a blitz. He read it perfectly. He felt Kason, the corner, coming, and he made the right read. And just like that again, executing flawlessly here on this first drive.
Another first down. Thorsen going to throw again with a clean pocket. Takes the short completion. More missed tackles. Tough running. That's Jeremy Larkin for 8 yards.
What did Nick Holt tell us yesterday in his meeting? He's breaking in so many new faces. Really only 4 guys back on this Purdue defense, which, by the way, was outstanding in Jeff Brom's first year last year. They lost a lot of those guys. 9 of their top 12 tacklers are gone. So you're seeing a lot of new faces, and they're missing a lot of tackles. That was Nick Holt's biggest concern.
And off on second and short, stacked up and going backwards. So a good stop there to set up third down. Marcus Bailey, he is probably the most talented defensive player on this Purdue team.
Bailey, versatile linebacker, guy who's going to have to take over the leadership with Jawan Bentley graduating and moving on. Bentley was a great player right in the middle of that defense, and as you say, Bailey now has to step up and be that guy. It's a big third down here.
Northwestern does like to go for it on fourth down, so maybe they got 2 plays to get 2 yards. They're going to throw it out into the right flat to the corner for a first down. That's Riley Lee's wide receiver. It'll be first and goal Wildcats.
Well-designed play on third down. You're going to get man-to-man. You got 2 receivers out in front. Look at the 2 near receivers. They're going to stay there to block. And you got Lees who's able to get out there with the quickness. He had a linebacker or safety kind of running with him in motion. Man-to-man, he got out in front of him. It was the throw and the 2 blockers. Another great call here by Northwestern. How about Clayton Thorsen, the way he's throwing the football? 4 of 4 so far on this drive.
Making all the right decisions. Looks like it's John Moten in the backfield. He's going to get his first carry. Found a little crease, but got tripped up at around the 6.
Just so weird not to see Justin Jackson back there, you know?
I'm sure it's really weird
for them,
fans of this team, for the coaches, for the player. He took most of the carries for 4 straight years, one of the all-time greats in their program's history. I will say this, I think they like their young talent at that running back spot.
No, they've recruited incredibly well. Very fortunate to have a guy like Jeremy Larkin and even Moten who is there to back him up.
We got a wildcat look with Larkin going to carry it himself. Cuts middle. It stopped just a yard short. He took the direct snap.
Talk about confusion. When Clayton Thorsen went out, nobody went with him, and the Purdue defenders are looking at each other. There's that first week wrinkle. You know, you try as best you can to get ready for potential wrinkles. We thought Purdue's offense would be giving the wrinkles. That time it's Northwestern. Caught Purdue by surprise.
Third and goal, the 11th play of the drive. Larkin gets the handoff. He's going to walk in, touchdown. What a start for the Wildcats.
That is flawless and exactly what you want if you're Northwestern. Get a turnover, get the ball, move the ball right down the field. 11 plays, 64 yards, under 5 minutes, balls in the end zone. And your quarterback that everybody wondered about, is he going to be okay? Is he going to start? Not only is he starting, he looks outstanding. And so does Jeremy Larkin as he takes that first touchdown of the year for the Wildcats in. They're up on Purdue here early.
With the point after try coming. It looked like Purdue was going down the field to score. They throw the interception, and Northwestern marches it right down. What an impressive start for them. On the road, leading Purdue 7-0.
If you build it, they will come. That's what that felt like to me.
It really did. Sun setting, sun rising on the college football season. And what a start for Northwestern. It'll be Rondale Moore once again on kick return. He gets popped right around the 20-yard line, hangs on to the football. Purdue will get the ball for the second time. A big question looming over this college football season. A throw on first down and upended, trying to hit the tight end. Incomplete.
They have 2 really good-looking tight ends on this Purdue roster. Cole Herdman and Bryce Hopkins. That time trying to get it to Hopkins. A big, tall target at 6'5". 245 pounds. Ball's a little high, and good defense there again by Northwestern. They make you earn it. I mean, Northwestern is just very well schooled on defense.
And even that play looked like there was a pretty decent hole, and it just closed up immediately.
Yeah, like we said in the first drive, they've got a lot of guys back up front. The only guy they really miss up front was Tyler Lancaster, who was a great player for them a year ago. Linebackers are back. I mean, no matter who they play this year in the Big Ten, it's a very stout front seven that they play with.
That guy right there, Patty Fisher, one of the best young linebackers, I think, in the country. Just a terrific player. Purdue has had a couple of these already, 3rd and long. Sindelar from the shotgun, going to throw it short, and here comes that swarming defense. One broken tackle, but you're not going to break 3, 4, or 5 of them against the Wildcats. It's 4th down.
It's man-to-man, and the linebacker that time is in pretty good position. You talked about Patty Fisher. Watch him in the middle. He's right on Jones. He has him gets behind those offensive linemen. Just even though he didn't make the tackle, slows him down, allows the pursuit of the rest of Wildcats defense to get there.
Joe Shopper, Purdue did use a lot of trick plays on special teams. That field position not going to do it here, and a fair catch for the Wildcats at the 35. So we will step aside. Northwestern gets the ball back when we come back. That guy was really impressive at the start of this game. He's got some personality, doesn't he?
He sure does. He is a player's coach, but at the same time, he brings the intensity. You know, this is a team that has not started fast. You go back and look in these last couple years, they've gotten off to slow starts, and I think pretty clear with Purdue on the horizon and the way they've started, they wanted to come in with some energy and juice, and here early in this game, they certainly have it.
I mean, under Pat Fitzgerald, they have not begun the year with a conference game. Maybe that was good for Northwestern. Another positive play on 1st down as they get the ball for the 2nd time. That's the sophomore from Cincinnati, Jeremy Larkin. You saw that list of longest tenured coaches. I mean, he's on the list. He's 43 years old. When he started, he was the youngest coach in college football. I don't think he's going anywhere.
No, he's not.
A handoff, huge gaping hole up the middle, and Larkin is off to the races. Jeremy Larkin shedding tacklers inside the 15.
I like the end of that run, that stiff arm to Tim Cason. And we know what Larkin can do if he hits a crease. He's got big playability. I love this cutback too. Nice block there by the right tackle, Slater. Then he splits the safeties. Watch this at the end, right there. Lets Cason know that he's got a little physicality to him as well.
What a start for Jeremy Larkin. That was a 46-yard rush and a pass dropped.
With all the youth on that Purdue defense and the way this game has started, you have so much hype, so much build-up and excitement and anticipation of what you're going to do. All of a sudden, it's the first time you get punched in the mouth. A lot of these guys, first snaps of their career. I told you, they lost 9 of their top 12 tacklers. All of a sudden, you're down 7-0. Larkin goes for a big one. This is where it tests you mentally, not just physically, XOs. Mentally, do you still want to have that energy to make tackles?
And a play fake and a nice slant over the middle, perfectly delivered right to the mark, and I think he got a 1st down.
That is, again, great execution. Thorsen in complete command of this run-pass option. Linebacker that time, Cornell Jones, the middle linebacker, cheated up to defend the run. Thorsen calmly stayed on that long ride, decided the linebacker had overcommitted, pulled it out, made a great throw right behind him for another 1st down.
1st and goal. Larkin gets another carry straight into the end zone, touchdown. And that's Moten. So John Moten gets one, his 1st touchdown of the year. Northwestern's offense looks unstoppable.
They are clearly executing at a very high level. This is, as a coach, when you're in August and you're scrimmaging against one another, you really don't know how good you are until you get out into a game. There are a lot of coaches right now that are watching this game that are hoping that their first game goes the way these first 2 drives have gone for Northwestern. It's about as good as you could hope for.
Extra point coming. You mentioned this has not been a fast starting program the last few years. Imagine if Northwestern gets off to a good start this season. I think that will have their fans licking their chops. And The young talent on offense for the Wildcats, really impressive.
Yeah, I'd love to see Larkin get his opportunity this year, and early in this game, he's giving the Wildcats fans a little indication of what he can do with the speed and the power. Cats up big here early.
2 drives, 2 touchdowns. They didn't even get the ball first to begin this game. They lead 14-0, and Purdue, I'm sure, knows they got to get it going soon. Still 5:34 to go in the first quarter. Only the 11th night game in the history of this Purdue program at home. They didn't even get permanent lights in here until a couple years ago. The true freshman Rondale Moore made a nice cut. Moore with that speed to the 40, and much better starting field position for the Boilermakers. First down, Boilermakers. Purdue with the pass completion and the tackle short of the first down.
Well, Herbie, as you talk about the Purdue linebackers, Nick Holt, their defensive coordinator, has sat down right in between Derek Barnes and Cornell Jones after both of those touchdown scores and talked to them about their assignments. And Jeff Brom came over to Jones after the second score and told him, you got to be more twitchy. You're walking up to the line of scrimmage and you don't know what's going on yet.
First down, Purdue.
Great stuff, Maria. Right now, you're an inexperienced linebacker, and you're dealing with run-pass option. Again, you don't know if it's coming or going with the rate in which they're executing. You see Nick Holt trying to do the best he can with Jones and Barnes, who are both first-year starting linebackers going up against Clayton Thorsen.
I mean, is there an adjustment that they can make with those linebackers? I don't know.
You got to streamline the plan, maybe allow them to see things and play quicker. But they got a drive going here.
Yeah. That's Tario Fuller. They got 4 running backs that they like, and so they're going to give each one of them some chances early in this game.
And this is kind of one of those drives, even though it's early in the game, because of the buildup and a hype on this campus. That you said early that they haven't been this excited about a home game in a long time. Before you know it, you're down 14-0. They need points on this drive to keep this fan base and keep people believing that they can win this game.
Play fake down the middle and caught. What a catch! There's some points. That's the freshman Rondale Moore. They've got something to cheer about.
Yeah, there they go. That's the answer. That's what they needed to get themselves again to buy in, to thinking, hey, this can happen. And the great thing is the true freshman Moore. He dropped that exact same throw early in the game. They go back to it because it's open with those linebackers coming down. This time he holds on to it, actually makes a tougher catch for the touchdown.
One for jitters, and now he looks ready to go. Now I do believe he's going to be a pretty special player here.
Oh, for sure. I think he's their most dangerous threat on the outside. Jeff Brom said we need big plays in the passing game.
Rondale Moore. And he has his first touchdown, a touchdown that Purdue desperately needed. And the kickoff into the end zone for a touchback. Now this is interesting, isn't it? This is TJ Green, not Clayton Thorsen, who's been off to such a hot start. Hand off on first and very long, and a little better pursuit for the Boilermakers. Rowing the boat early in 2018 for the Gophers. But this game here in West Lafayette has changed a little bit.
And you said, what can they do? What can Nick Holt do? The report from Maria downstairs saying that they're trying to talk to him about what you can do. What you can do is all of a sudden get a little momentum, get a little bit of energy, flying around. Playing defense is about flying around, being excited. And those first 2 drives, there wasn't a lot of flying around by Purdue. It was more of looking around like, what the heck is going on here? Now they got their ears pinned back after the 2 offensive penalties by Northwestern.
I'm guessing 3rd and 19, pretty conservative.
Screen, draw.
Well, they are going to throw the ball. They've got a receiver open. That will be stopped well short of the first down. Northwestern gets something positive, a little field position, but for the first time, they're going to have to punt the ball away.
Goes back to what you asked. Was this a predetermined thing? Like, no matter what happens, 3rd series, we're gonna go with TJ Green. And it's nothing against TJ Green. It's just the cadence. Things got a little bit off balance there a little bit. Lost their rhythm. 2 penalties. It's 1st and 20. That would have been hard for Clayton Thorsen to deal with.
You saw Pat Fitzgerald right up with TJ Green. So he completed a pass, but the first punt. Anthrop will signal fair catch. A penalty flag came in from way far away. Boilermakers, as of now, will start at the 25-yard line.
Quarterback makes his first start for LSU. I think that is of all the teams out there that need a win in week 1, I think it's LSU. When you look at the rest of their schedule, they cannot afford to lose the first one.
Well, Purdue got the offense revved up last time they had the ball. A lot of it was because of that guy. And the speed, he turned nothing into a little something.
Yeah, I think at that time the Northwestern defense maybe underestimating the speed. Safety J.R. Pace kind of casually coming over to set the edge, and Moore went right around him to at least get some positive yards.
Well, that's a modest gain, but instead of a loss of a couple.
Exactly.
A lot of time to throw. They'll take the short completion. And then weaving through traffic. Nice moves from Terry Wright. He gets close to the first down.
I like that Sindelar, who's forced a couple throws, he has such confidence in his arm. I like that. I think he's just kind of settled into the game and now starting to do a better job of taking what the defense is giving him. At times just dropping the ball underneath and letting his receivers do the work, and almost picked up the first down. But Sindelar, let's see, early a little bit of struggle, but has settled down, hit his last 5.
So now 3rd and 1. Purdue has not run the ball much in this first quarter. They will give it on a little jet sweep. Rondale Moore will get the first down and much more. How about this kid into Northwestern territory? I don't think they can catch him. Moore, touchdown. Wow. We might have a new star in college football.
He is electrifying. Purdue needed big plays this year, and you hate to put it all on the shoulders of Rondale Moore as a true freshman, but they've been seeing it for the last 2 or 3 weeks in camp, and now coming to fruition here in live action against a real opponent. That was a long way to go.
One from his fellow receiver. I thought Terry Wright got a good block that helped spring him.
Yeah.
But then number 4 did most of the work himself. Was that impressive or what?
Watch the left tackle, Grant Herman, who's back for his 6th year on an ACL last year. You'll see him right here get outside and make a nice block. The big block you're talking about comes from out here. 9, Terry Wright gives great effort. There's the ball handed off, blocked by the tackle. Boom. How about that block? Then he shakes this defender. Wright's not done. 9, he's still trying to help out. Still trying to lead the way. There's the speed. The big fella, 51, no chance of catching him. Blake Gallagher chugging along down the sideline.
I think he's going to figure out a way to make a big impact at this level. We're already seeing it. 14-0 Northwestern. And it feels like in the blink of an eye, tie game.
It's a different game with Thorsen on the sideline.
That's Green in the right flat. Cam Green's making an impact early in this game. That's a Northwestern first down.
Yeah, when in doubt, you may want to just get the ball out there at 84 out in the flat, because he is making a living out there. 3 catches, 34 yards.
They say he's a converted wide receiver. You can see why they converted him.
Yeah.
He is a big kid.
He sure is.
Garrett Dickerson played that super back role at Northwestern. I think they've found a replacement. What a first quarter. It was all Wildcats early in this game. An interception on the first drive. Clayton Thorsen making every decision properly. But since then, the Boilermakers have responded, that's for sure. Opening night in college football 2018 from West Lafayette. And yeah, we got a good one going. Tie game 14-14 after quarter number 1. What a wild start to the year for both these programs. Northwestern scored the first 2. Purdue has got the last 2 touchdowns. Northwestern does have the ball, and they run their own sort of version of the jet sweep for a nice gain into Purdue territory on the first play of the second quarter.
All right, guys, we had so many questions about quarterbacks for Northwestern coming into this game. We're watching TJ Green in now. We've seen Clayton Thorsen start the game, and I've been told by Sports Information that these QBs are on something like a pitch count, so we were never going to see just one play the entire game.
Good completion from Green to his running back. That is Moten.
It's a great read. The corner came on a blitz. We saw that earlier where Clayton Thorsen read it This time, Kason again comes on the blitz. Green calmly is able to evaluate, read it, get the ball out. Look at him, 4-4 so far.
And it's good info from Maria.
Sure
and
is.
We'll see how it plays out, I guess.
Gutsy, too, to stick to it, considering the game went the other way in a hurry.
Really gutsy. That run going nowhere.
And maybe it's one of those cases where you guys coming off of an ACL in the bowl game. A lot of speculation. Is he okay? Is he going to play? Is he not? Is 9 months too early? So they maybe came together as a staff, medical staff, coaching staff, Clayton, his family, maybe said, hey, instead of playing 85 snaps or 90 snaps, why don't we go half? Why don't we, first game, why don't we play 40 or 45 snaps? Maybe it was part of their plan.
4 receivers, no backs along with Green. Some pressure comes, and he throws it a little too high.
Well, the big fella that time from Purdue, Lorenzo Neal, number 9, the only returning defensive lineman. This time, actually, he's able to get a good push, and the linebacker, 55, Barnes, comes in from the right. You see 55 closing in, and the big fella, Neal, both of them get in there and affect the pass that time from T.J. Green.
A big play and a big test, not just for Trent Green's kid, but also for this young Purdue defense. Just outside the 15, 3rd and 9. Green throws high, almost intercepted, almost picked off. Mavon Mosley got his hands on it. It's 4th down.
Yeah, he reached back and got a little extra there to make that throw because he knew that he had to really put something on it to try to squeeze it in. And when he did that, the ball just took off on him a little bit and over the intended receiver's hands. And as you said, the safety that time almost came up with an interception, Mosley.
And they like Mosley. The safeties have the most experience on this Purdue defense. Not quite that time. Charlie Kubander from 34 yards. He had a good freshman year last year. His first attempt of this year is good inside that left upright. So Northwestern with the younger quarterback T.J. Green leading the way down the field for a field goal, back in front 17-14. Well, I thought a much more positive series for the junior walk-on quarterback T.J. Green. He led Northwestern down the field on a drive that got them 59 yards and ended up with a field goal.
And I love to see this. You know, here's the head coach. Hey, man, yeah, good job. Great job. I love to see that positive reinforcement. And then the quarterback, Clayton Thorsen, right away, giving him a little bit of love, talking to him, communicating. Love to see that from the starting quarterback. And there's Trent Green getting all the phones out, seeing what's going on.
Here they all come, all the text messages. Need more than one phone to account for that.
Well, he should be proud. That was a good drive there. They came up with some points.
And we'll see. They've gone 2-2 now with series for Thorsen and Green. Maybe next time it'll be Clayton Thorsen. Here's Rondale Moore. He's going to get tired. He's running around so much in the early part of this game. Rondale Moore. Can Northwestern find where number 4 is? There he is. They fake it to him. You would think that's going to attract a lot of attention. First down completion all the way out to the 45, Jared Sparks.
That time, even though Rondale Moore didn't make the play, the linebacker who was out in the flat was so concerned about him that he took himself out of position and allowed him to be able to make the read and get the ball out to Sparks. Purdue outflanked this Northwestern defense because the linebacker had his eyes out in the flat, concerned that 4 might get the football.
And that one is intercepted. What a pick. I don't think he ever saw that defensive lineman or linebacker. That's Nate Hall, who dropped back into coverage and comes up with a very big play.
Speaking of athletic ability, how about Nate Hall, the senior from Toledo? Really nice play. Looked like he might be in the box area. He's right in this area right here. He looks like he might be checked up here, but then floats and comes off of that back. Watching the back, then he releases out, gets that right hand up, and makes a heck of a play to get the ball back to Northwestern. See, he looks like he's in the box. Sindelar thinks he can get one, slip one by him, but no way. What a play there by Nate Hall.
Terrific. And he was one of their big play guys last year. He also coming back from a knee injury. Looked pretty healthy. Thorsen downfield. Kind of a back shoulder throw, and it's caught inside the 20. Ben Skoranek with a big play. He's slow to get up. Not about the catch, but was this offensive pass interference.
Bill's all over this.
Yeah, the receiver puts his hands on him, and the touching's not the foul. The touching is the pull or the push that caused the separation there. Allowed him to cut to the inside, prevented the defender from playing defense anymore.
Is that a hard thing to see for an official?
It depends on your angle. If the official was ahead of it, he's not going to see it as well, but maybe the back judge from the middle sees it.
In the end, it's a big play for Clayton Thorsen and Northwestern, leading 17-14. A pass on first down toward the end zone. He's got a wide open man, and did the feet stay down? Yes, but the ball, I guess, was not across the plane, so it's a catch, but not a touchdown. It's going to be first and goal.
I'm surprised he didn't get that ball out quicker. Purdue just blew coverage. His receiver's out there all by himself. Boy, that looks like a touchdown. I mean, if he has possession of the ball. But anyway, Thorsen's late with the throw, which makes it close there in the corner. He had him. Purdue completely lost him in coverage.
And it's not Clayton Thorsen, it's TJ Green who is the quarterback on first and goal. Still got the helmet on the sideline. Northwestern trying to punch in their third touchdown of this first half. It's Green with the sneak, and he is in. Northwestern touchdown.
That's why he's in.
Yeah, you take the beating.
Yeah.
Well, you're trying to protect a guy who's come back so fast from the ACL surgery. TJ Green's got his first touchdown as a college football player, and he's pumped.
Good for him. Good for him. Nice surge up front. TJ Green, big, and of course, now in college football, the big fellas behind the fullbacks, H-backs can push, but it was all about that line getting a big surge. And TJ Green, good for him, getting his first touchdown.
So the extra point is up and good, and Northwestern, with the help of I think a controversial play, would be fair to call it, a long gain, got into scoring position and punches it in. Back up by 10 with 7:06 to go here in this first half. And for Washington, a team that a lot of experts believe is the clear favorite in the Pac-12, a chance for a much-needed non-conference win. Rondale Moore with blockers in front. Rondale Moore has been the player of this first half. He gives Purdue good field position to start.
I'd be surprised they maybe take a shot here.
This might be a good time for one. Is it a shot? Sindelar didn't have much time at all. Moore, great catch, first down. I guess every catch he makes qualifies.
You know what, honestly, they're mixing up coverage from Northwestern. As a true freshman, he's feeling zone versus man. This is zone, so he just kind of settles down. You see him look around to find the defender, the nearest defender. So instead of running into that defender, just kind of broke it down, settled down in that soft spot in the zone. It's a good play.
That pass got tipped. Really a good play by Duke Miller, Alex Miller's brother. And Sam got the big hand up there, knocked it down.
And that, what we just showed you, there are a lot of juniors and seniors that don't have that instinctive feel in college until they get to the pros and start to work on that. This kid's coming in as a true freshman out of Trinity High School in Louisville, and right away showing he knows the difference between how to get off of a man-to-man and how to settle in his own.
That might be a scary thought for the rest of the coaches in the Big Ten. The guy with that physical ability right away able to process. Sindelar got hit as he threw the ball and just threw a dart right on target, first down.
You and I are on the same page. I love to see quarterbacks know what's coming, stay in there, and make a throw. This time he felt the pressure to his left. He knows it's coming from Miller, steps in there, makes the throw, throws it accurately to the outside to Sparks. Right there he gets hit, and look at that throw. Perfect job that time by Elijah Sindelar.
Sparks has made 5 catches in this first half. They told us that he has some ability. He's a converted quarterback. Still learning things.
Yeah. Yep.
Hasn't always been healthy. Sindelar is going to throw to Sparks, incomplete. A little slant kind of play. Purdue fans again upset there was no penalty flag thrown. The captains of Northwestern, Montre Hardage, was there with the coverage.
ball just comes out of Sindelar's hands just effortlessly. I'm sure he has big hands. He looks like he's throwing a pee-wee football when he throws the football.
What do you QBs call that? Arm talent?
Arm talent, and big hands help too. He has command of the football.
7-play drive. We are under 5 minutes to go.
Running out of time.
Half. Yeah, the play clock's winding down. Maybe Purdue needs a timeout. Maybe. And I guess they got the play off just in time. And a sidearm delivery. The big hit broke up the pass. Jared McGee from his safety spot.
This time, we've just been bragging about how he's doing a good job. Watch him this time. Late snap, a little confusion. Watch his eyes. He stares down his target, which allows the safety, McGee, to break early on the ball. He didn't feel threatened behind him over the middle, so he knew, because of the eyes of the quarterback, that he's going to throw the ball to Jared Sparks, and allowed him to cheat up and come up and separate the receiver Sparks from the football.
Well, McGee's made an impact in this first half for Northwestern. This is a very big play. 3rd and 10. Sindelar, pressure picked up, barely, dumps it short, and nowhere to go. Patty Fisher in the open field with the tackle. Fuller just could not quite get there.
Down 10 points. Jeff Brom's a guy who's known as a guy who's willing to take chances, but here they need 3 points. Try to get this within a touchdown.
Spencer Evans, who has the big leg, we saw that earlier, but doesn't need all that leg here. To spot the ball right around the 28-yard line. 38-yard field goal officially. He missed one from 53. And I think you're right. Purdue needs some points. Kick is right down the middle. Well, that's 3 points for the Boilermakers. Northwestern's defense so good in the red zone the last many years holds again.
With 3:44 to go, and as you said, they get the football to start the second half. This is a big possession for Northwestern. It's also a big possession for Purdue's defense to try to keep them off the scoreboard, because if they even get 3 points, go back up by 10, and then they start the second half with the ball, it's not good for Purdue and the psyche of this team.
Thorsen had the chin strap buckled in there, so that looked to me like he's going to be the guy. We'll see. John Moten right along the goal line. That might be jumping the gun just a little bit here. I know they're excited.
Everybody has that sign. Just hush. Put it away, will ya?
You may not really want that.
Everybody should just put that sign away.
One touchdown game. Northwestern ahead with the ball. Handed off coming to that right edge. Very well defended.
Very nice by the linebackers. Defensive line did their job there, Dave. Ate up the blocks. Did not allow them to climb up to the second level. And in this defense, that's what they're expected to do. Just eat up the blocks and allow these linebackers to get sideline to sideline so you don't get outflanked. Really good flow by both Derek Barnes and also Cornell Jones. Actually got them not only for short game, it's actually a loss that time.
I think Nick Holt would be pleased with the way his defense at least has settled in. Hadn't been perfect, that's for sure. That one almost intercepted. Tried to thread the needle. That might be the first poor decision from Clayton Thorsen. Across the middle, knocked away, incomplete. Good play on the ball.
That is a great play. Tim Cason, who had 7 starts 2 years ago, makes a good play on the football. He was involved in the collision there, and then last play this time, look at that right hand. Without getting the left hand in there a little early, keeps it back. That's just great body position, and then anticipation on the football.
Great story, isn't he?
Yeah.
You mentioned he played more 2 years ago. He kind of got in the doghouse last year, and they said he's worked super hard to improve for this year. And he helps get Purdue the ball back.
We talked about how big that series was. Not only did they get the stop, but now they get the ball back, maybe a chance to score.
Plenty of time, 2:54 still to go.
See what Sindelar can do.
Roll out, getting some blocks, now tucks it and throws it wildly intercepted. Northwestern comes up with their 3rd interception of the first half, and that is just a huge mistake Montre Hardage with the pick. Sindelar knows it.
It's another mistake from Sindelar, who's, for the most part tonight, has been on point. We saw him throw an interception into double coverage. This time just getting greedy. He should have just cut his losses. He was lucky to still be up. Once he comes back, he's looking for more. Should just throw this ball to the feet of Moore or throw it out of bounds. Instead, he throws that ball in an area where Hardage can make a play and comes up with another turnover for Northwestern.
Each of the first 2 times they picked off a Sindelar pass, they took it into the end zone for a touchdown. They're going to try to do that here. Toward the end of this first half, they keep it on the ground. That's Jeremy Larkin, the sophomore.
Talk about how fragile this Purdue defense, losing 9 of their top 12 tacklers, how fragile they could be. They get a 3 and out. They're coming over to get some water, talk to each other about what a great job getting that stop, and all of a sudden there's an interception. And now they got to run out on the field in plus territory at their own 30 and try to not let Northwestern score a touchdown.
2nd and 5. Total yardage just about even in this first half. The turnovers have really been the biggest difference. Larkin gets the first down for the Wildcats.
Really solid job at the right side. The big tight end or super back Cameron Green and Rashawn Slater, that time setting the edge, giving Larkin a chance to get around the corner there and pick up that first down.
Already 77 yards and a touchdown.
Averaging 6 yards a carry, which is what he did last year when he was in there to give Justin Jackson a little bit of a break.
Northwestern being very deliberate, which they can be, especially considering they have all 3 of their timeouts. They want this, I'm sure, to be the final possession of the first half. Another carry. Larkin bounces it outside, cuts it upfield inside the 10, all the way down close to the 5.
This is a really good example of not giving up on a play by a running back. This play is completely over. Look at this. Everybody's got him. There's penetration. He could go down right there. Instead, he doesn't give up. Eventually, he finds some open daylight and runs to the grass and picks up some big yards. That's a loss of 3 if they're able to wrap him up. And instead, good job by Larkin not giving up on that play and running hard to get some big yards.
He will take the direct snap here, kind of picking his way forward inside the 5. Northwestern, I think, content at 2nd and goal. You get plenty of time, plus those timeouts. You don't have to rush.
Right. I'll tell you who the game ball goes to in the first half, to me, is Cameron Green. He's been all over the place making catches, but we can isolate him. We'll take a peek at him in the second half. Watch his blocking. Talk about pushing linebackers back 5-7 yards. Anytime they want to get to the corner, run towards 84. He's having a big night for this offense.
Almost a mishandled exchange, but Larkin kept the ball, and on that Wildcat, he gets into the end zone. There is a penalty flag at the end of the play, so we'll see.
Larkin's reading that.
He is.
I mean, it's not Wildcat predetermined what to do with the ball. My man Larkin is out there reading it and reacting to what the defense is doing. I don't know if I've ever seen the Wildcat package where the running back comes in and actually reads a defender on whether or not I should give it or I should keep it. That's advanced next level stuff from a running back running a Wildcat.
And the penalties against Purdue, so that touchdown's going to stand.
Well, you got Larkin watching, making the read, and he's reading this guy right here. Watch this read. He's going to go with the back? No problem. I'm going to pull it and run it. That is sweet.
It was in the gut,
I've never
and he
seen
pulled it back.
Yeah, he's riding that like a quarterback would. You got to put a lot of hours into that as a quarterback or even a running back to be able to make that read. That is not easy.
Well, what a swing here for Northwestern. They get the interception. Kick was up and good. How about old grind it out Northwestern? 31 on the board in their first half of offense in 2018. Halftime score 31-17. Now time to send it back to the guys in studio. Welcome back to ESPN's Thursday Night College Football, presented by Dave and Buster's. Northwestern, as we start the third quarter with a 31-17 lead here on the road against the Boilermakers of Purdue. Dave Fleming, Kirk Herbstreit back with you. Look, the first half did not end well for Purdue. Northwestern did a lot of things well. What do you expect to see here in the second half?
Well, I think it's big, the opening possession here. We talked a lot at the end of the first half how Northwestern gets the ball to start the second half, and they just put a touchdown up on the board. So how this second half starts will be big. Remember, Purdue can score quickly. We saw that in the first half, but before Rondale Moore, the true freshman, can potentially get his hands on the ball, they've got to get a stop and try to get pressure on the Northwestern offense.
But they haven't given up.
The fans are still feeling it.
That group is still hanging in there, and the students have stayed. Well, I mean, I think you're right. Purdue, there's plenty of time. And if they could get something positive here,
yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of positive things happening for them.
Yeah.
And the interceptions just killed almost all of that.
But again, you're talking about the defense needing to make some plays, whether it's a turnover or 3 and out. They've got to make a play to get the offense back out there and give them a chance.
Moten fumbles the opening kickoff of the second half, picked it up again, but only gets out to about the 18-19-yard line. Let's go downstairs to Maria Taylor.
Well, Dave, I did get to spend all the time with Pat Fitzgerald, and we talked through his idea for the quarterback play, and he said coming into this game, it was completely medically predetermined. So we're going to continue to see that rotation of quarterbacks as he tries to figure out who is the best one to play throughout this game. And also got a report from the Purdue locker room, and the biggest focus is defense playing downhill and coming out and trying to start fast on offense in the second half.
Well, a lot of good info there, and it is interesting. A medically predetermined sort of timeshare with Thorsen and TJ Green. Here's your guy, isn't it?
He is.
Cameron Green is having a heck of a game.
They're doing a good job with their spacing to be able to make it tough on this defense, to put them in an either-or situation, and the beneficiary a lot of times has been the big superback tight end.
I kind of like the way they call it the superback. They got their own name for it. That pass right there. Clayton Thorsen, when he's been on the field, hard to be more impressed by him.
I just love how he started to his right and then eventually worked his way back to the left and threw an absolute strike. Even though it wasn't that far a throw downfield, it was just the way he worked through his progressions and eventually found his receiver he wanted.
Taking a shot down the field into coverage. That one knocked away and really could have been intercepted. Tim Cason was there in coverage. Why are we talking about the pitch count, so to speak, the timeshare? Well, this is what happened to Clayton Thorsen in Northwestern's bowl game. They were playing Kentucky. They decided to run a trick play, and it did not end well. He made the catch. But you'll see the knee buckle there. Tore the ACL, had the surgery pretty soon thereafter. I mean, he was a guy who was trying to make the decision at that point, go to the NFL, stay in school. Had just decided basically that he was going to stay at Northwestern, and that ended up being the right decision. Now he'll try to get healthy. I think you referenced it earlier in the game. That was going to be close. Third and very short. Yeah, maybe Purdue got their stop.
Yeah, I don't think he got it. And it's going to force Northwestern to have to punt.
How about that? Now that is exactly what you said Purdue needed.
And their defense stepped up to the challenge. Northwestern took a shot on second and short, didn't hit it, come back on third down and short. You could see Maria said that Nick Holt wants to see him play downhill. They followed that assignment on that third down.
Jake Collins, who had one not very good punt. This one isn't real deep, but it's fair caught. Purdue will get the ball for the first time in the second half. And we'll keep it here. Purdue's defense gets the stop. Which quarterback is going to come out and lead the offense? I think it is going to be the veteran, David Palau, who came in for the final series. Elijah Sindelar did a lot of good things, but the 3 picks.
The 3 turnovers that have resulted in 21 of the 31 points. But I thought Jeff Brom said it very plainly to you and I, Maria, and our crew. Hey, we've got Blau there. If we need a spark, we're not trying to create a controversy, but if we've got a guy down there that we know we need we can turn to him, and let's see what the veteran can do.
Right up the middle, and a big play on the ground. Purdue into Northwestern territory. It's DJ Knox.
Nice block in the middle here. Watch the left guard, Dennis Edwards. Watch him get up and make a nice block here up on the linebacker, Patty Fisher. That's what hits the middle. They had split safeties. So with the speed that time of Knox, once he hit through the second level of linebackers, you could see how quick he was to that third level.
Well, they're going to keep it on the ground again. Knox with a nice cut up field to get some positive yards on first down. They hardly ran the ball at all in the first half.
No, not at all. And one of the things they want to try to do, you can see, when they run the ball, Blake Gallagher 51, they do not play nickel. They play with three big linebackers. Well, Jeff Brom knows that. They want to try to make those big linebackers have to make plays out in space.
Wow. A little herky-jerky there, and the ball goes through the hands of Rondale Moore.
Yeah, that play, whether he caught that or not, that wasn't going anywhere. You throw the ball back into the boundary, you've got three white jerseys surrounding Rondale Moore. That's one way to actually corral the fleet-footed freshman. You need him in space. You need him to the field. And after that, they move him over to the left to get him where he's got more room to work.
This has a chance to be a record-setting night, not just for a freshman or a true freshman, but in the history of this Purdue program for total yardage for Rondale Moore. That's how good his first half was. Play clock winding down on 3rd and 7. Wow, looking sort of in that direction now. He's going to take off with one pump fake, takes a big hit, and the ball came out. Looked to me like the ball popped out.
Yeah, ball's out. As he dove for that first down, they're going to give it to him.
What a break for Purdue. He took a huge lick.
And that's Patty Fisher coming in late from behind, 42. Right there, he's still up, obviously. Ball comes out. And I think he had the presence of mind to be able to roll over and pick it up. Got it back. They called it right on the field. It was a fumble, number one, and number two, he got the fumble back. After taking that shot, that was a pretty good effort by Blau to be able to turn around and find that ball quickly, where you have two white jerseys scrambling to find the ball themselves.
Well, they're down 2 touchdowns. They have almost 100 more total yards than Northwestern. Blau again will step up. He's going to throw on the move. He stayed behind the line of scrimmage, completes that inside the 5 to Jared Sparks.
Just talked about how his feet come into play. Not necessarily to run, but to move around, to buy time, to allow his receivers to be able to run away from coverage. It's exactly what happens. The defense sees him. They're thinking he may take off. They leave the receiver, and now you have people open up, and Blau does a good job keeping his eyes downfield and finding the open receiver that time, Sparks.
So here we go, the situation that was so tough for Purdue last year. Short yardage type spots. They kind of spread it out a little bit. They will hand the ball off. Knox powering his way forward, and I think he's in. He is. Touchdown.
The big fella, Eric Swingler, the right tackle, he's going to make sure he got in. He was right about at the goal line fighting, and the big fella on the right side, 6'6", 300-pounder, just pushed him in. Watch 60 right there on the right tackle. He sees Knox. He says, oh, no. Get him across. Push him across. Touchdown, Boilermakers.
And then land on him for good measure.
Hey, they did what they had to do.
That is exactly what they needed. Now, Northwestern not quite as comfortable in this game with the extra point pending here. That all happened pretty quickly. I mean, not even 4 minutes off the clock. We've had a 3 and out and a possession and a touchdown.
This Purdue team has been impressive. They were down 14 early in this game, and they fought back to get back into the football game. They go down at halftime, down 31-17, down 14 again. They get a 3 and out. Offense comes on the field. They score another touchdown, and that toughness, that fight that Jeff Brom likes, has them back in the game.
On a beautiful night in West Lafayette, Indiana. So excited around here for the college football season to start around here and around college towns all across America. And a big sequence for the Boilermakers to start this second half. They're back within a touchdown. They will kick it deep here. Well, looks like Moten will bring it out once again. He gets tackled from behind. Nice special teams play. Now, if you're a player, Herbie, and you hear that from your coach, he's not very talented, but I really like him. Do you take that as a compliment?
Try hard kind of guy. You know what he does have is versatility. I mean, last year when Grant Hermans went down with that ACL against Wisconsin, Swingler went in for him on the left side. And, of course, with Hermans back this year, they flipped him over to the right side. So it's pretty good to be able to play left and right side at tackle.
Thorsen in for another down. That one off the hands, and it gets ricocheted. And I think Cameron Green ended up catching that ball.
Wow. Off of Cameron Green. And then I think it went off of Antonio Blackman and then back into the hands of Cameron Green. Ball's in the air. Let's see here. Oh, that hit the ground. That hit the ground. Yeah, they're going to have to stop that.
Ball hit the ground. This was an incomplete pass. It will now be 3rd down and 5 yards at the 25-yard line. Please reset the game clock to 11:02.
You know, they won 10 last year. If you go over the last 6 or 7 years, they're averaging about 8 wins. And for whatever reason, people still, when they hear Northwestern, they don't necessarily think of a team that's an 8 or 9 or 10 win program. And Pat Fitzgerald and the continuity on his staff with his coordinators deserve a lot of credit. The new facility they just built by the lake, and it's a great option for a lot of kids.
They've never had the back-to-back 10-plus win seasons. So that's what they're trying for this year as they continue to push the bar higher. 3rd and 5 after that call was overturned. Thorsen. Pressure picked up. He throws to Cameron Green. The open field tackle. Now the ball comes out, scooped up, and it's going the other direction. I believe they called the play down. Jacob Thieneman grabbed the ball and started running toward the end zone.
Yeah, I think that knee touched before the ball came out. Watch the knees. Still has possession. He's down.
Yeah.
Still has possession, trying to reach, then the ball comes out. Great call by the official, but he is short of the 1st down, despite that effort to extend the ball out.
They have not allowed Nick Holt's defense a 3rd down conversion since the first drive of the game. Pretty impressive. So Collins with Anthrop back to receive. Purdue's going to get the ball back with a chance to go tie the game. Another fair catch at about the 26-yard line. Well, Sindelar it looked to me like he's close to his head coach. He's got his helmet on. That's another 1st down run out to the 30. And I don't know if that means, hey, stand by. You could be sent in there at any point or whatever.
I just like to see he's engaged.
Yeah.
I mean, he's obviously getting the sign, getting the call, keeping his mind in the game. You know, these two have such a good relationship. They support one another. Even though you're disappointed, discouraged, maybe you didn't get it done. You had the 3 turnovers. You at the same time, obviously, want to win the game, and you want your guy to go in there and do well.
2nd down and 6. Wow. And that's Rondale Moore. That's his first catch of the second half.
Yeah, that's a matchup you take all day. Blake Gallagher is a big physical linebacker, and to match him up out there against Rondale Moore, if I'm a quarterback looking out at that, I'm definitely going to try to take that matchup and get as many yards as you can. There's that 3rd and short.
Here to me is where Blau is much more of a factor.
Yep.
3rd and 2. He's going to pitch it after he faked the run, and that was a great decision. 1st down and more out to midfield.
I love the call. He kind of goes in to try to pull the defense towards him, and it actually affected Trey Williams, the corner. Watch how he goes in to the left there. Trey Williams, the corner, is not blocked. Eventually, Knox makes him miss, but he was pulled in, lured in by having his eyes on the quarterback. Something that Purdue knows Northwestern likes to do is keep their eyes on that quarterback.
I'm with you. That's just a beautiful play design. Now the running back, Markel Jones, makes a man miss.
Guys, I've been watching the relationship between the quarterbacks, Elijah and David, and every single time David comes back over to the sideline, he's talking to Jeff Brom and then immediately Elijah, and they're bouncing ideas off of each other. They've been through a lot. David is the older guy, but he said they had ups and downs this entire time they've been on campus together.
It's cool to see, Maria. I mean, it's oftentimes in these battles you see a guy transfer, you see a guy be disgruntled. It's rare to see guys truly support each other like this.
That throw. With a penalty flag in the backfield. That might be an illegal hit on the quarterback. Maybe.
It is.
A completion for a short gain, but I don't think that's going to matter.
Yeah, the two defenders from Northwestern got the blow after he threw the ball.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense number 83. 15-yard penalty added on to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
And it's Trent Goins, the defensive end. Right after he throws it, Goins coming right towards Blau. He hits him there. Looked like Gaziano may have pulled up 97. He actually goes into the legs of Gaziano. So two Northwestern defenders right there. But after he throws it, he's hit late, and the referee right on top of it.
I don't know about that one. There's Rondale, and he's tough to bring down. Even that was impressive.
You know, that's where I think as Purdue's offense grows with more, you're going to use him as a decoy. As soon as the defense sees 4, they're immediately flying out to the flat. You could easily use that, the fear of him coming in motion and going out in the flat. And now the tight end on a curl, it's an easy throw because the defense is so concerned with getting outflanked by the speed of Rondale Moore.
First game as a college player, and he has changed how both teams are playing. He has. 2nd and 12. They get it to him again. And a good open field tackle. Really good.
That's big time.
Is that Greg Newsome? He's a true freshman.
Yeah, true freshman against true freshman. Greg Newsome out of Chicago. How about that play? We've seen Trey Williams out there who struggled earlier to tackle Rondale Moore in that long touchdown. This time the true freshman does a heck of a job in the open field. That is much harder to do than he made that look.
So the 13th play of this drive, they've gone 69 yards. They've taken up about 6 minutes. It's 3rd and 12. There's a difference. You can't run it down to the end of the quarter. The play clock is winding down. They get the play snapped. Blau complete to the tight end. But that's going to be stopped well short. Now, do you just take the 3 points?
I have plenty of time here. Have a whole quarter. I think he's going to take the points.
I would think he would too. You can talk it over during the break. Maybe we will too. We are through 3 on this beautiful night in West Lafayette. Northwestern 31, Purdue 24. They thought it over and decided that we were right. Kick the field goal, take the points. Purdue's down a touchdown as we start the 4th quarter, 31-24. Spencer Evans from just 27 yards. The first play of this 4th quarter, right down the middle. And we got a ball game.
We got a game.
We got a game.
I mean, this was 31-17 at half. And Northwestern has Purdue has shut down this Northwestern offense. 31-27 to start this 4th quarter. That drive was 14 plays, as you said, 76 yards, almost 7 minutes.
It's like we switched teams. Purdue became a different team. And an almost mistake on special teams, but they stayed in the end zones. Northwestern is back on the field. And a pass zipped incomplete by Thorsen, who's back on the field for the Wildcats. Okay, in the second half, the offense just has been totally different for Northwestern.
You saw those touchdowns and the drives and the way they were able to get down the field. Look at these 3 drives. That's all they've. 3rd quarter, they had 3 drives, and they punted the ball on all 3 drives. Thorsen trying to settle this offense down. They need points. We keep talking about Purdue needing points. Northwestern better get on the board because Purdue's not slowing down.
Hand off, left side running. Good pursuit, some tough running to get even just a couple yards, but Derek Barnes, that's one of his best plays of the night, I think.
Again, the defensive line ate up the offensive line, and it freed him up to be able to flow freely to the outside. Look at these linemen. Look at those linemen eating up the offensive linemen. Nobody's able to climb to get to Barnes, and he shows you he's got speed to be able to get to the outside to meet Jeremy Larkin.
Here we go again. That looked like a flinch. There was no flag thrown for a false start. Thorsen on the run. Clayton Thorsen will go out of bounds, and he's short by a couple yards.
You could see how once he got to the sideline, he was watch the knees, watch the knees. He's short, but he has more athletic ability than maybe some people want to give him credit. Again, you're just tuning in. He is recovering from an ACL that he suffered in the bowl game. It's basically 8.5, 9 months to recover from that. So they've been careful with him tonight. It's one of the few times we've actually seen him have to take off and run, and does come up short. So it's another 4th possession, 4th punt for Northwestern in the second half.
This is just amazing. It was looking so easy for their offense. It is not easy any longer. Another fair catch. Oh, the Boilermakers are going to get the ball back.
Welcome back to Purdue. Brady Brom, the son of Jeff Brom, head coach of the Boilermakers. Everyone on campus will tell you that he is the guy, the godfather of this program. In fact, we found out on Wednesday when we asked for a tour of the facilities, and it was Brady Brom who jumped up and showed us everything that it had to offer. He was the one leading everyone, looking inside of all of the coaches' offices. Hey, coach, what's up? And they responded, hey, coach. Coach Brady Brom, that is his Twitter handle as well. And if you watch him on the sidelines, guys, he's tapping the guys on the head, giving them advice. He's the one I went to for my locker room at halftime report because he knew everything that was going on. It's been fun to watch him on the sidelines.
Hey, Marie, I just want to reiterate, 13 years old. 13.
Brom in scramble mode now. A pretty nice throw. And it didn't get much, 4 yards to Terry Wright.
He's dead serious. And you would think, you know, he might be interested in playing,
yeah.
but this is what he wants to do. This is his passion. And I think it's really cool that he gets to hang out with his dad at the office, and he takes it in. It's not like a cute little joke. I mean, he is dead serious about his job and what he does, and you would never believe when you hang around him that he's 13 years old.
As Maria said, the two brothers, Jeff's dad is involved. It's a family affair here in West Lafayette. But Brady is involved too. That was a dangerous throw. It was up in the air a long time. Knocked away incomplete.
Yeah, 8:20 to go here, 3rd and 11. Now that first play to start this drive, they finally went downfield a little bit, only to have an illegal man downfield, so it brought it all the way back. But that was the play that they needed, I think, just to not just get the drive started off right, but the type of execution and throwing the ball downfield to make Northwestern know that they're capable of doing that with Blau in the game.
That was also Kirk. That was Greg Newsome, that true freshman who knocked that ball away. He looks like a player. 3rd and 11. And a holding call, I think, has been made. Blau now is just going to go out of bounds. He got stepped on, basically. I assume that penalty will be declined.
Holding, offense, number 64. Penalties declined, 4th down.
Keep bragging on Nick Holt's defense, but Northwestern kind of matching them here after the score got to 31-27. They've done a good job these last 2 possessions themselves getting the ball back to their own offense with some big stops. It's got a feeling it's going to come down to somebody's going to make a mistake. You know what I mean? It's going to be a costly mistake. It cost them the game.
Special teams has been mostly clean until now. That was a booming punt. Lees slips a couple would-be tacklers, but not a third. So that was good special teams execution by Shopper and the Boilermakers. They're down 4, 31-27 with 7:57 to go. 3rd and 1, handoff. Larkin bounces it outside. 1st down and more. to midfield, and he'll finally be wrestled down. Jeremy Larkin having a heck of a night.
The Purdue defense lost their edge. They lost the edge. They got to be able to get to the outside. Larkin recognizes it and is able to get back, bounce this ball to the outside. See how they collapse down. Green makes a good block, but that was a lost. Higgins loses contain, and a good back like Larkin's going to see that, bounce it to the outside, and pick up big yards. Yep.
Well, he stopped the game a bunch of times. That seemed worthy at least of having a second look. That was a big play. Northwestern happy they didn't, and now they move inside the 40.
Big picture here. 4-point game. You got 5.5 closing in on 5 minutes. At the very least, Purdue and Nick Holt, they played so well. They've emptied it this second half. They have to hold him to a field goal here. I mean, they are playing with their backs against the wall. They cannot obviously allow a touchdown.
And Northwestern very happy to be deliberate. Let as much time tick off as possible. Straight ahead running, wrestle to the ground, Lorenzo Neal. Recognize the name. Dad played a long time in the NFL, was a great fullback. Junior's not a fullback.
No, not at all. You know, speaking of dads, Trent Green is here tonight. We've shown him a number of times, him and his family. He's got to be pretty fired up for the first time really in his career. TJ Green is out here, not just playing, but meaningful snaps, game on the line, and he's out there playing quarterback for Northwestern.
Trying to put the game away, essentially. Pretty amazing. He's throwing on third down, and he zips one in there. It's caught. And the tackle, I think he was stopped short, not by much. Skoranek
had to get to the 33. Looked like he was about the 33.5, maybe the 34.
Well, this is sort of Pat Fitzgerald territory, isn't it?
Sure is. Well, we saw him down here earlier, right about the same spot, but it was maybe 4th and 4, 4th and 5, and they didn't make it. This time with Green, the quarterback sneak could easily be a call. Well, here comes that kind of that quick huddle where they'll break the huddle quickly and see if they can catch Purdue maybe napping. There's a quarterback sneak.
Got to get the play snap. They do. The sneak comes. I think he got there.
He did, yeah. Northwestern is taking their time here. 3.5. Both teams with all 3 timeouts left.
Yep, that's a first down.
You got it.
That's huge. And gutsy to go for it.
This is Pat before that snap. He's just about. Good thing you didn't.
That's good coaching to me.
Yeah.
Be in position if you think the penalty flag's going to be thrown, but let it play out if it's not.
Yep.
So now, if you're Purdue, you might have to think about those 3 timeouts.
TJ Green just kind of listen to the coaches, milking that clock. He'll wait till about 10 seconds, get everybody ready, lined up.
They snap it with the play clock at 2. A bit of a awkward exchange. A tackle right at the line of scrimmage. A flag thrown.
There's a hold there on Cameron Green trying to set the edge.
Holding. Offense, number 84. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Yep.
And now you're Pat Fitzgerald and this offense. You've been doing a good job of working clock. 9 plays and about 5 minutes already eaten up on this drive. And now you get this penalty. You've kind of had the down and distance to the way you want it to be able to work that clock.
Out of the timeout, Larkin just kind of picking his way, trying to get around that corner. Gets hit hard. Stays in bounds. That keeps the clock winding, and Purdue is going to call another timeout.
They're all in here. I mean, they're basically saying, okay, we call that timeout on the first down, second down, and third down. And Northwestern's essentially a first down away from icing this game and winning it.
Well, and look who's in the game. So that might give you some indication. Can we win it right here with one play? Well, it's a handoff. And some good blocking. But stopped well short. It'll be 3rd and 10. Jeremy Larkin.
So you're at 3rd and 10. They use their last timeout. Ball's right now at the 34, so you're looking at about a 51-yard field goal from right here.
Hey, you've talked a lot tonight about how it just feels different when it's a conference game and a division conference game. One of the reasons why I think this game is so important, especially for Northwestern, I mean, their schedule is so loaded. They play a lot of tough games in league. If you win this one, okay, maybe you got a little breathing room. You play some non-conference games. Well, this one is huge on both sides.
Run to the right, but you got to get positive yards.
Yeah, and they really didn't.
No.
In fact, they went backwards by a yard.
Now the play clock should start. Oh, now you got a late hit.
Now I don't know about that call. That's going to decide the game. That is going to finish the game.
And here's the bad part. It's the toss by Lorenzo Neal, your veteran up front at the end of the play. 9 throws Larkin to the ground. If he just would have held him up, everything would have been fine. But the toss at the very end cost him. And that's the ball game.
Yep.
After the play's over, dead ball, personal foul. Defense number 9. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Jeff Brom's upset, but when he sees the video of this, watch 9. I mean, the whistle's blowing, it's blowing, it's blowing, and then throws him to the ground. I mean, that's a no-brainer, Bill.
There was absolutely no need to throw him to the ground.
Right.
If he just lets go, just holds him up, the play's over.
You can hear the whistle blowing and blowing. If he would have just, they were pushing him backwards, that would have been fine. It's just a toss to the ground.
They want that throw down out of the game.
Sure.
Especially when it's a dead ball situation.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a mental error. Purdue's fought so hard to put themselves in a position. That would have been about a 51, 52-yard field goal attempt to go up by a touchdown.
Remember, no timeouts for Purdue. Green gonna roll, and go down.
He's working the clock. Purdue can't stop the clock.
And I get it, their fans are unhappy. If you're a fan of a team and that happens to you, you'd be unhappy too.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of gray area.
Sure.
As Bill said, they're trying to get that they're trying to get that play out of the game. Everybody knows it.
It's the intimidation factor of it. It's the throwdown. You just can't have it, you know. And there's any official in the country, any conference in the country, would make that call 10 out of 10 times. So I understand being frustrated. They've fought very hard. The fans are excited about this opening game. They had a chance, maybe, who knows, that last drive, maybe win it. But it was the right call made on the field.
Well, what a way for this game to end, essentially. Northwestern, by the way, going back to last year, they're going to win their 9th game in a row. So credit to the Wildcats. They got one of the longest streaks going in college football. We wish you the best of luck for the rest of the weekend and the rest of the year.
Yeah, it's
always
been
great
fun
to have you here on
thanks
Thursday
for having
night.
me back.
We had a good game. I expect you'll have a couple of really good games to finish out the weekend.
Can't wait. Headed to South Bend for game day.
So that'll be the final snap of this game. Northwestern earned that one, didn't they?
Sure did.
That's a road conference win to start the year.
31-17 rather at halftime, and they didn't score a point in the second half. They had to hold on, and they're able to fight, and that's what it takes sometimes when you're on the road. Find a way to win and give them credit. They're 1-0 and moving forward.
That's what they do under Pat Fitzgerald. They win the close games. And they've done it again here to start 2018. So maybe it's going to be another special year for Northwestern. On the Purdue side, Rondale Moore, so exciting. I think still good times to come for the Boilermakers. This one will sting, though.
In a couple weeks, they've got a good Missouri team with Drew Lock. So they've got to get ready for another quarterback that can throw it around and test some of the youth on that Purdue defense. But Purdue grew up today. A lot of young players on that defense, and they grew up with the way they played and battled in the second half.
So it's just the start of our first full weekend of college football in 2018. A 9-game win streak for Northwestern. For Maria Taylor, for Kirk Herbstreit, for our entire crew, Dave Fleming saying so long here from West Lafayette. The Wildcats get the win. SportsCenter coming up in 15 seconds.